All right, Badger here. Welcome to the first. Hello, somebody just joined. Welcome to the first DenDojo of Gym Rat War. Hello. You are on. I can see your video. If you want your video to be seen, great. If not, just mute yourself and turn off the camera. You're just a little square in the top corner of the video overall, so it's not like you're taking up a lot of visual real estate. So we're going to go ahead and get started because it's only about a 30-minute session, and I want to try to get a little bit of everything done. Okay, so let's go ahead, start seated. I think I could still scoot this over a little bit. If you're not comfortable sitting on the ground, you can sit in a chair and do this. It's going to be fine. Your legs don't have to be crossed either. If they are crossed, great. First, we're going to start hinging at the hip. So you can take your hands into your hip crease. That way you have a little bit of a additional tactile feedback right there where your hips start to crease when you fold forward, and you will fold forward to whatever extent your body will allow you to do so, where you're getting a stretch and it's not straining anything. So again, if you're in a chair, you might want to have a table nearby so you can put your hands on the table. Otherwise, hands on the floor, hands on a wall. Just drop your head down in line with your biceps, the meaty part of your arms, and get long through your arms into your back, all the way down to your hips. We're just going to spend a couple of breaths here breathing. Nice deep breaths in and nice deep breaths out. If your body starts acquiescing a little bit to gravity and you start going down more, great. As long as you're not straining to be in the stretch, just hang out there and breathe. Let's do 2 more breaths in and out. In and out. Walk your hands over to the left. On the screen, it will look like it's my right, but go to your left. And you're just now, because your right arm is to the left, you'll be stretching a little bit more on your right side and into your back on the right side. So just hang out there and breathe with it. Two more breaths in and out. Try to fill up some of your belly space as well with your breath, not just your chest. Exhale slowly through center, over now, opposite side, over to the right. Your left hip will want to come up a little bit off of the ground here, just because you're stretching away, and that's the tendency. It's going to want to follow the direction of your stretch. So anchor your left hip down and back, whether it's in a chair or on the floor. One more deep breath out slowly. In, fill all the way. And exhale, release to center. Roll on up or hinge on up to the top of your seat. And let's go arms out wide. Thumbs up to begin with. You'll turn your left thumb, again, that looks like it's my right on the screen. Turn your left thumb down and your right thumb back. Look to the right. Stay. Notice any stretch you're getting in the top of your shoulders and neck. Breathe in Exhale through center, slowly to the other side. Right thumb down, the left thumb back. Look left, hold and breathe. Inhale. Exhale, center, other side. High five to you too, Siri. Breathe in, exhale, center, and to the other side. A little faster, breathe in, exhale, switch. Breathe in, exhale, switch. Inhale, center. Exhale, switch. Inhale, center. Exhale, switch. Both arms up, breathe in. Cactus, both arms, breathe out. Push your chest a little through, draw your shoulder blades together, lift your chin up and look up. Exhale, arms up. Inhale to the top. And exhale your hands to your knees. Round your spine backward. Tuck your tailbone underneath you. Come on through. Chest up, gaze up. Inhale. Exhale, push your belly button back, your chest back. Look in at your own chest as you round your shoulders and scoop your tailbone underneath. Inhale up to neutral. We'll take a twist. If you are in a chair, you kind of just do the same thing. If you've been sitting and you want to switch out your legs, go for it. We'll go to the right first. Your left hand will go to your right knee. All right. Stay long in your spine. Reach up with your right arm. Inhale. And then with your thumb pointing upward, reach your right thumb backward. Notice there's a tendency that you want to kind of drop that right arm down some. Try to keep it open so that your chest is opening. And then it's like you're pushing the back of your hand backward. If you have the back of a chair to grab onto, or the ground is behind you and you want to sort of push down and anchor to lift yourself up a little, you can. Take a deep breath in to lengthen your spine up and press your butt down. Then exhale, just turn your chin slightly to your right shoulder. We're going to stay like this for a couple breaths here. Feel how the stretch wraps around from your right side back through your upper back on the left side and into the front of your body, kind of spiraling down and across to the right. Stay in the twist. Drop your left ear down to your left shoulder until you feel a stretch in your right side neck. Breathe into that stretch for a couple of breaths. Be gentle with your neck. You're not going to hinge to come out of this. You'll push your neck a little bit to the right, then your chin a little bit to the right, and then stack your head back up. Inhale, both arms slowly up to center and look up. Exhale, cactus, both arms, pull your shoulder blades together, chest go through a little bit, and you can tip your head back, look up to the ceiling, fill your lungs up. Empty, put your hands on your knees, round your upper back. Use your abs a little bit if possible. Use the muscles in your chest a little bit as you're contracting your front side to stretch your back. Inhale, lift up to neutral. We'll do the other side. This time your right arm is going to go across to your left knee. Your left arm will go up and start to open back with your palm facing forward. It's like you're pushing the back of your hand into something behind you. Stay nice and tall in your spine without overdoing the arch in your low back. If that's good, you can stay. If you want to ground down, put your hand on the back of a chair or on the floor or something, you may. Just slightly turn your chin to your left shoulder to finish the twist. Hold here and breathe, and you're looking for that sort of spiraling diagonal stretch. Left hip up and around to the front of you, then down into the left in the front of you until you get to the back. Go ahead and drop your right ear down, just a little tilt. Think about tilting your left side jawbone up to the ceiling rather than dropping your right ear to your right shoulder. That may help you get to that neck stretch a little bit more comfortably. And breathe into the neck stretch as well as that little bit of a twist here. Lead with your neck, stack it back up. The top of your head goes up last. Inhale your left arm straight up, match with your right arm. Cactus, breathe out. Inhale up. And exhale, let's go. Kick your left leg out long and bring your right foot in some. If you are sitting in a chair, right, you can still kick your left leg out long. And what you'll do is you'll scoot your right foot in close to your left leg and you'll still let the knee fall open. It won't be, you'll still get a roughly similar stretch. Everybody else, if you're seated, you'll pull on the floor, you'll pull that right foot into your inner thigh. Lift your chest up. It's still a hip hinge, so you can approach it with a straight spine, and that can be the entirety um, of the stretch. Especially if you're seated, kind of working on lifting out of your pelvis is a really nice option. However, it is also totally okay to be more passive with this. Soften the joints in your lower body. They don't have to all be like locked in place with your muscles, and then you can just let your upper body start to drape down, keeping that sort of ears to biceps anatomical marker as a guidepost for making sure your neck is in line with the rest of your spine. More active with the long spine and more of a accentuated hip hinge, or let everything ground and let it be a passive stretch. They are both fine approaches. Depending on how far you're able to hinge forward and how tight you are in your muscles, you might feel this anywhere from your upper back into your lower back or your hamstrings. Those are all appropriate places to feel this stretch. Okay, stay with your left hand forward on your leg or your knee or wherever it is that you're reaching to with your left hand. You're going to take your right hand to your right hip and you will open so that you're more aligned side to side here rather than closing your right side down to be even with your left side. You will kind of stack laterally and keep this keep your right knee opening down to the right. In fact, you can use your hand on your thigh to accentuate that. Lean away from your right knee so that you get more of a side stretch. It might still go into your low back some, and you can let your left ear drop down and your right shoulder move away from your ear to let that stretch go into your neck as well. Very good. Stack it back up. Notice how I'm not hinging at the neck. I'm sort of shifting my torso back to the right, then my rib cage back to the right, then my chest back to the right, then my bottom neck, middle neck, and finally the top of my head comes up. That way, I'm not using my neck to hinge the weight of my entire body out of that position. Let's switch sides. Janu Shirsasana first, squaring everything over your right leg now. Reach forward, create that hip hinge, create some activation in the muscles of your hip, and then you get to assess how you're going from there. Are you going to go down a little bit Are you going to stay more active and lean forward with it? And deepen that hip hinge, up to you. I say it pretty often. Come on up. And we're going to take that lateral stack. So you'll open your chest a little bit and then stack your left side, opening toward the left hand to your hip and lean to the right, or left hand a little bit more to your thigh and lean to the right. Stretching, yoga postures. Yoga is just a formal, codified way of stretching. And it's pretty comprehensive, right? It gets a lot of things as a more holistic underpinning to it, but it's not the only way of stretching. Stretching is both something that pushes the narrative forward, and it's also diagnostic of where you currently are. So it's not even necessarily about trying to exact some amount of change through the process of sitting and moving your body. It may be just like what we're doing in the tracker. You can think of it as the physical representation of what you're doing in the tracker. You are merely taking a snapshot of what exists as a baseline through which you can then manipulate variables possibly to change them. Take both of your feet out in front of you. This is still something doable in a chair, knees wide. Hands can be anywhere. You're still going to be hinging forward. This could be something that you feel anywhere sort of around the perimeter of your hip into your top butt or low back. So up to you how far you want to go forward with it. How far forward or close in your feet are will change the stretch. If your feet are in closer, especially if you're sitting on the ground, you will end up getting more in your inner thighs. Okay, you can stay more upright. You can really be active with how much you're putting your knees down, or you can be more passive and just fold with it. I'll let you be the guide for yourself. Just follow your breath. Where you can breathe is where you're going to actually be getting something out of this. And that's what you are aiming for, is just to be able to breathe in the shape. Some people can breathe in the shape way deeper than others. Some people can breathe in the shape very shallow in the shape. That's great. The depth of the shape does not represent your character as a human being. The fact that you're sitting there and doing the work is what matters most. Take 2 more deep breaths in and out. 1 more time in. Release. All right. Come on up. You're going to take your feet out wide with your knees bent. Same thing in the chair. You're kind of bent knees by default. Most excellent. If you're on the ground, you probably want to lean back. If you're in a chair, you're probably good the way you are. Everybody's gonna have a different amount of bend at the ankle, knee, and hip to execute on this comfortably and safely. So you'll drop in, and you notice I've shifted my pelvis to drop my right knee in, and I'm going to shift everything back. And now I'll shift my pelvis and then drop my left knee in. I'm just going to go side to side with that. We're not getting crazy here. This is more of a mobilization. You will also feel the stretch through the process of mobilizing. Most of what we're doing today is seated. There's so much more to do than seated, but I wanted to make sure that the first one was pretty approachable for people and that it could be done, modified by sitting in a chair. Okay, on the floor, people will go to your hands and your knees. If you're in the chair, you can stay seated and you're just going to put your hands on something out in front of you. Puppy pose, which can most certainly be done. All right. On the ground, it's like a child's pose, but rather than walking your hips back to your heels and compressing at the hip, you're going to leave your hip at a 90-degree angle, and you will just elongate your arms and drop your chest through the gateway of your arms down to the ground a little or a lot. You can put more of a back bend in it if you want to, or you can stay very straight with it. They're both good. They both do slightly different things. That's the same. I'll show you up here. You'll have to imagine I'm sitting instead of kneeling, but the torso position is still the same either way. Hands will go out on a table out in front of you, and then you just drop your body down. So we'll hold here for a couple of breaths. If you're on the table, you'll center your left arm a little bit and you'll send your right arm, dangle it straight down. If you can reach the ground, you might also crawl it a little bit over to the left. If you're on the ground, we'll do more of a thread the needle shape. Go ahead and thread your right arm through, drop your right shoulder down to the ground. My ear and shoulder are lined up. My arm is straight out of my shoulder. This shoulder and this right hip over here are lined up. And I'm going to go ahead, you can keep your hand planted or crawl your arm out long. Notice there's a tendency for this left hip to want to creep forward. Send it back so that your hips stay square. As you can see, it only looks like I have one leg here because my right leg is hidden nicely behind my left because my hips are very square. If I let my left hip creep forward the way it wants to, you can get a peek of my right hip too, and that's not what we're aiming for. Okay, we're going to switch sides. Your right hand will be on the table or the floor. Your left hand will thread down or over to the right. Hold and breathe. Get nice and long through your right side. Very good. Release by putting both hands back out in front of you and then come on up. If you've moved to all fours, let's go back to a seat. Open your arms wide. Take a breath in. On your exhale, thread your right arm underneath your left arm. Aim to hug yourself as tightly as possible. And what's happening here, you'll notice elbows, right? Squeeze your elbows into each other as you're hugging yourself as tightly as possible. Then push both elbows down into your chest. And right there is probably already a stretch for most people. So you're just going to hang out and breathe with that stretch. If that's good enough, you can stay there. If you want a little more, some people will be able to eagle wrap their arms. They take your forearms up, wrap your hands as well, okay? We're still, everybody, regardless of arm shape, for the next breath or two, is just drawing your elbows down into your chest, but don't let your chest collapse. Your elbows are going down, but your sternum is lifting up into your elbows at the same time. So you're looking for a stretch in the outsides of your shoulders here. Now go ahead and lift your elbows away or up a little higher and look up to the ceiling on your breath in. On your exhale, you'll lean forward of your legs, in between your legs, down toward the ground if you're sitting, down toward the ground in front of your legs if you're seated, and you're just going to let the weight of your arms drop down to the ground, let your head get heavy, and breathe across your back body. Come on up. Release your arms out wide. Breathe in. Take a break by putting your hands behind you. Put your hands on the uprights behind you on your chair, or on the seat of your chair, or ground if you're on the ground. Roll your shoulders a little bit more open. More importantly, slide your hands down into the ground or the chair and lift your chest up so you're getting broad across the front of your chest. You can make a couple gentle half circles with your head and neck. And then come on up to center. Lift your arms up and out to the sides. This time your left arm will go underneath your right. You're going to take a moment and hug yourself. You're going to establish whether or not this is where you're landing. And if you're taking it deeper, go ahead and go there. First, your elbows go down into your chest. And breathe with it. And lift your elbows up, lift your gaze up, breathe in. Exhale, lean forward in between or forward of your legs. Let your arms get heavy, let your head hang down. Come on up slowly. Inhale your arms wide. Exhale your hands back behind you. Roll your shoulders open, lift your chest up. Drop your chest down. Drop your chin down to the top left side of your chest. Keep elongating your right side shoulder away from your ear. Roll your chin over to the top right side of your chest. Elongate your left side shoulder away from your ear. Roll your chin to center. Lift your chest up. Lift the base of your neck up, the middle of your neck up, the back of your head up, and then the top of your head up. We're going to sit here for 2 minutes. You can have your hands in any position that helps you to feel meditative. You can have your eyes focused on one object out in front of you softly, or you can close your eyes. It's up to you. Notice how you feel. Notice the quality of your seat compared to when you first landed. Is there anywhere in your body where you feel a greater sense of ease or more aware in a way that feels proactive? Slowly, slowly exhale. Make it so that the end of your exhale is relaxed. Breathe in and allow your abdomen to relax as you do so that you can expand your belly and then your chest. And then let your next exhale happen comfortably and naturally. Notice how your butt is anchored down to the ground from gravity. And let the top of your head lift up out of the base of your seat with a little bit more loftiness, a little bit more ease. Use your breath to fill that shape up. Exhale softly. On your next breath in, hold it in at the top. Keep that air trapped down in your chest, out of your throat, and out of your head. We're going to let this practice go by sighing it all out. Sip in a little extra air. Open your mouth. Let it go. Thank you, thank you. Happy ratting.